We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. And brought to you by State Farm. Here's a quick look at our starting lineups. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Andrew Bynum.
Yeah, Bynum is one, but I think we'll see him make more improvement the next few years.
I think he's one of the giants of the game. A
Mavericks
real fit
for them.
And what really killed them in that last matchup was the bench. I mean, they had no answer.
Always a bonus in this league.
Well, they're all pros, Kevin. Some teams just have a great bench or a bench that might be streaky and surprise you at times.
Here's Miller. Chris Kaman making his last shot. Kicks it out to Richardson. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that. A part of growing as a team is getting better and better on the defensive end, and that's exactly what Philadelphia did a year ago. They were up near the top of the charts than they are on themselves.
That is sort of the way it sounds, Steve, but still, I don't think a defense-first mindset is ever a bad thing.
Richardson with it. Sean Marion covering. Holiday goes in. Good.
And you see Doug, and the free throws for him this year, he's making them at about a rate of 77%.
And for the terrific
improvement in his first season, and of course last year they continued to improve. Took Boston to 7 games in the conference semifinals. So this team has really made dramatic strides. Impressive. If they keep this up, Clark, they're going to be tough to beat.
And it's Carter penetrating. And it's Carter again missing. And Holiday kicks to Miller. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Nowitzki. By Carter. Puts it up from 12. And it's Carter again missing.
Yeah, he's struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
Miller inside. He's guarded by Thomas. It's stolen by Arthur. The shot is off. Good defensive work there by Young.
Over the top of him, but you're not necessarily going to push him around. He's strong, and he's got a nice competitive edge.
Now, here is Miller. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. Young outside, over Webster. And Young with the basket on the assist.
With his touch and his release, which is basically behind his head, he becomes impossible to defend. And unless he's just missing his jump shot that night, you're in for a long night.
Especially when you couple it with his knack.
Yeah, big rebounding advantage early. No question, this team came to play.
Now, here is Miller. He has 5. Allen dishes to Moultrie. Shot is off. Good work, defense.
With the success that he's had. He spent his money, his resources, one of the best in the entire league.
And here are the 76ers now. Following the score by Dallas. And Moultrie kicks to right. This one for 3. The Mavericks pull it in. We talk about passionate ownership on the sideline, actively involved in crafting the roster and the fan experience. 12-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
And what stood out to me in particular was his gorgeous playmaking out there.
On the 76ers so far.
And they've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score. Playing well here, Steve.
So on the floor for Philadelphia. Miller, he's in at the point. Spencer Hawes out there with Young. Then it's Evan Turner, and it's Young in the shooting guard.
Lights out in their last game against the Lakers, put on a show. He ended with 23 points, as he usually does, really knocking down shots from beyond the arc. This game of his was just a standout, all-around display of basketball. Coaches love to see that, Kevin.
Thank you.
And Rick Carlisle, head coach of the Mavericks, actually coached previously in Detroit and Indiana. And, you know, he won the Coach of the Year in his very...
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. And here's Young from the arc. Out of bounds. Dallas will take this. Feeds it to Bynum. Miller. Feeds it to Richardson. Fires from 18. The 76ers again can't hit it. And going back to Rick Carlisle's time in Detroit, he'd gotten them as far as the conference finals in his second season, but was shown the door just right with their championship year in 2004.
Yeah, the Pistons just moved on, kept working, and has had tremendous success ever since.
Holiday off a pick from Allen. Holiday goes in. trying to get back on track. Mavericks with the rebound.
It seemed to suit him quite well. I mean, a guy who can heat it up like that can hurt you from outside. Certainly a valuable
number 3 overall pick in the draft, but he showed that he's all about winning by accepting that role. And I think that's more important to teams than seeing whether a guy will start or not. Will he accept his role and will he finish games? That's what Mayo did.
Just 4 to shoot. Here's Miller, and it's good. The time running down.
Didn't have an easy time of things when they faced Western Conference opponents. They're 7-11 against the Western Conference last year.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Holiday kicks to Miller from deep three-point range, and the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Marion's got 4 rebounds in this game. And you look at when those losses came, it was a part of the problem for Philadelphia as they lost their lead in the Atlantic last year. They lost a lot of games late, and they had a real difficult home schedule, Steve, as you might recall, in February. One good team after another marching into Philly.
Yeah, after that quick start, they really faded down the stretch.
Point lead earlier. Passes to Allen. Back to Miller. Allen, a screen on Thomas. Shot clock at 5. Gets it to go. Now it's a 4-point 76ers lead. 16 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Kept alive. Now the feed to Collison. Dishes it to Mayo. Will it go? Offensive rebound. And stolen by Miller. Here's Young. No luck.
They're good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
Miller dishes to Young.
Oh, look out.
Already shaking.
He's a bit short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up.
We don't have a great post presence. When we're good is when we can get out into the open floor at 3 and fast break points. The Sixers fell to 12th last season. They're looking to renew their commitment to scoring in the open floor.
Well, they've certainly got the personnel to get out and run. It's thanks. Bynum jams it straight down.
It'll probably be right there in the top 10.
Miller, the pass to Young. Out to Miller. Young sets a screen for Miller. Shot clock at 6. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throw. And Steve, you talked about Nowitzki cracking that top 10 list and scoring. His game is built for longevity, Clark. There's no doubt there.
Yeah, and even as he slows down with age, he'll still be 7 feet tall with the remarkable.
Over Richardson. Shot by Mayo is no good.
And no defender was around him to influence that shot. It didn't hurt them there, but, they can't make that mistake twice.
When Dallas had their title run in 2011, they just
with the positive record going 10-8, but it wasn't like it was the year before when they were just Steve dominant.
Well, you look at the teams that have given Dallas trouble in the East, and they're all from the Central Division. And it makes sense. I mean, the Central is pretty strong, particularly with Chicago and Indiana, but it's funny. Something about that Central Division just seems to give Dallas fits.
I think he's just got to compose himself, gather himself. He may be trying a little too hard out there. Let it flow. Let it happen. Don't force it.
In the game, he passes to Young. Miller, guarded by Marion. He dishes it to Holiday. Back to Miller. Pass to Young. Shoots. Here's Bynum. Foul call that time on the way up. And Holiday kicks to Miller. Feeds it to Young. Back to Miller. 5 on the clock. Sean Marion grabs the miss. Right, left side. Miller against Mayo. Miller off a pick from Wright. Miller kicks to Wright. Marion with the steal. Wright's got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Carter. No good. Now the 76ers on the break. Richardson's running. The kick out to Holiday. Dishes it to Richardson. Over Mayo. The offensive rebound. Here's Young. Drops in the layup for two. The pass to Mayo. There's the three. Again, Mayo missing.
Big lead on the boards usually equals a big lead in the game. This team is on cruise control.
Well, the rebounding differential is double digits already, so this is a team that just looks bigger and tougher than the opponent.
Thomas with the
It's
ball.
been a struggle. It's not happening right now. He needs to settle down a bit and let the offense come to him a little more. He's forced. And Kevin, that has happened quite a lot recently. I mean, they won the title the year before last, and the Mavericks always seem to have a good home record. And
Leading by 11. Pass to Holiday. He passes to Richardson. Out to Miller. The three is launched. Mavericks with the rebound.
still a close game here, though. That's surprising considering they're rarely grabbing any rebound.
Back to Holiday. Bynum with a screen on Collison. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Miller. The 15-footer. Good. And now we've got the intentional foul. And the first of two misses. And the Mavericks making a change here. And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So the 76ers win it. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp.